Hello everyone, MFPallytime here, and welcome back to the second episode of Divinity Original Sin 2. Our paladin Walter has been on a ship. He's woken up. He was captured by magisters and has the source collar around his neck that he can't seem to get rid of. It's preventing him from using his source, which is like a magic that also attracts void creatures. A sorceress on the ship set everything ablaze. Our ship was attacked by a kraken. We managed to save as many people as we could before the ship went down. Woke up on a beach and made our way over here where we saw Alexander confronting a magister about her loyalty. They clearly thought she was a traitor and blew her up, leaving her to be just bones. And now we continue our story. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the first episode. Here we go. So I looked at her body momentarily, and she has a resurrection scroll on it and a leg. Now, I can eat this leg, but as the game clearly tells you, elves can eat limbs and actually experience the memories of the former owner of said leg. So, as an elf character, you can actually learn skills you wouldn't normally have access to. You can learn about backstory you wouldn't normally have access to just by eating body parts, which is weird as shit. Just saying, not for me, God, but you know, there's some people that are into that. So we are making our first steps in to Fort Joy now. Magisters holding the gates. Although they're not really imprisoning us in here in any capacity, they're just maintaining order, so it would seem. There's clusters of other sorcerers that have their source collars on throughout this whole area that I'm sure we could talk to. But, hey, this is the first guy we saw. Let's see what he has to say.
Did you see them, sir? Bishop Alexander and the Hammer herself, they were so close, almost within arm's reach.
Yeah, tell the man you were close enough to watch them murder one of their own, because he was.
A traitor cannot be murdered. A traitor can only receive their due.
So that everyone is a traitor to someone. I mean, I don't really agree with, why not?
The Divine Order's all that stands between everything you see and a void woken's throat. Any traitor to them is a traitor to us all.
Jeez, man. So he's happy to be here. He thinks he's some kind of monster that's just calling in the void woken.
Believe it or don't. The Divine Order doesn't need our loyalty. They'll save us in spite of ourselves.
Well, I mean, it's one way of looking at everything. These magisters aren't anyone that I really want to mess with right now.
Come on then, Lexi. Pay up.
Pay up.
I find only bread. I want no trouble.
Bread or a brisket, toll's the same.
What's happening?
Your grift, this is not your business, long pig.
Whoa! Not called for!
Don't let this moss muncher talk to you like that. Especially a cheapskate like this'n. Griff already knows she don't like to pay her fair share.
Who's Griff? And, I mean, if you don't want me involved, I can just walk away.
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms.
Yeah.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
I believe lone wolves are mercenaries. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Just to give you a little bit of backstory. Again, when we're in black and white, we're out of character. So, we don't know that in the game yet, but I kind of think they are.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before shuffling back to the protection of his crony.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff. Especially not one of you.
Well, I mean, ask why the elf owes him money.
Everyone in camp's got to contribute. For food, for protection. No exceptions. Especially not for elves.
Aren't the
Griff's orders.
Aren't the magisters already protecting us?
Food? Protection? I have neither.
This sounds like a little more than a shakedown in disguise. I actually agree with that.
You two ought to be thanking your lucky gods it's us, and not the Magisters enforcing round here. A fool never knows what they've got till it's well and gone. Now come on, elf. If you make me say it again, there's gonna be trouble.
I mean, say that if he chooses to harm her, you won't stand by and watch. We really don't have any justification for that. We don't know this elf. We can't tell her apart from anyone else. But it does seem like he is enforcing, like, attacks on her for protection. For no reason. It kind of seems like what a mafia shakedown would be. So if you choose to harm her, I won't just stand by and watch.
And neither will I.
Oh, Iffin's in here too.
We got a system, and it looks like you don't want to fit in.
What makes you say that? Oh, backstab critical hits! Looks like she could deal some damage. So we have 2 enemies and 2 allies here. Burrow and Kana. We might be able to light both of them on fire, but let's go for just a knockdown here. Worked on one, not the other. Throw the shield. Beat these guys up. They don't seem like too much of an adversary for us. We should be able to take them down, no problem. Infant just walking right up into melee range with his bow. Oh, so he actually put oil down on the ground, and that oil can be caught on fire, so we may be able to use our Paladin's Holy Fire to ignite that and deal some more area damage. But it kind of seems like we're all just grouped up a little bit too tight for that to be too useful. We might be able to snipe some in here. So because this lady's in oil, you can see her radiating that kind of grime effect on her feet. I should be able to throw 1 dagger there and not affect our elven friend that we're fighting for. And then 2 daggers here to hit this guy. Looks like she's stepped out of it. But hey, it was a good effort. I really would like to upgrade our knife on a stick. I just don't know how possible that'll be. He's using all in on our elf friend. She doesn't seem to mind though. She has a lot of health. More fire spreading from Iffen. And that guy goes down being shot with a poison arrow. Poison and fire don't really mix in this game. So I'm not sure if she's choosing to fight in front of the character because our fire is behind her. I mean, Elodie should be trying to backstab her for the critical hit damage, but she's just not. I think that's all we can do with this turn, but she should die fairly soon. Yeah, looks like we're good.
Prepare yourself.
Bloody arrows. So what he did there was actually reach down.
Follow me,
and
before more of them trouble us.
Reach down and coat his arrows in the element that was next to his feet. So he could have used the fire nearby, he could have used the blood nearby, the oil nearby to coat his arrows so they have a different effect when he actually attacks the enemy. Pretty cool for archers to do. And again, I just want to stress that we could have killed everyone here, we could have chosen to walk away, but because we interacted with this situation the way that we did, we get unique dialogue here. She wants us to come with us. We helped her out, she wants to help us out. Okay.
I've an errand to run around here first. I'll catch up with you there later.
Remember, past the kitchens, down to the beach, inside the caves there. There is a safe place.
Shakedown. We could read about that in our journal as well, if we want to. We ran into an elf in Fort Joy who was being intimidated by some thuggish sorcerers. We stood up for the elf, and then who was being accosted by some heavies. The elf told us about a safe place. We can talk safely. We should follow her there. First, let's see if they have anything worth looting. Burrow's Club. That actually seems pretty good. I believe that'll be an upgrade for us. So we will go ahead and equip that. Any damage we can get is better than what we have right now. And I'll set this other stuff up to auto sell when we find a vendor. Speaking of vendors, most people in this game will actually sell you things. All you have to do is talk to them and then click on the kind of trading icon at the top left of the character dialogue. Allows you to get a lot of different items from a lot of different people. Merchants obviously have the most stuff, But you never really know what you'll run into on just some guy who happens to have something to trade. So this, I believe, is the blacksmith, just based on everything sitting around here.
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts, and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't look up as you approach.
And what you after?
What are you making?
I ain't. Just seeing how it's made. She's clever, Dallas. Made these herself, for those bodyguards of hers. Boy, they're sharp.
She looks up.
You looking to buy something?
I am. What do you have for sale?
All manner of things. Have a look.
So she is selling a few skill books here for summoning. That doesn't really interest me right now. She does have a ring that we could pick up for 380 gold, which, yeah, we don't really have. We don't really have 380 gold. So this is looking like it's a little bit out of our range. But we can go ahead and sell everything that we've set up as a ware. Now you could click on each one of these individually if you wanted to, but we could just offer up all of our wares and then add gold to match the balance offers. What this means is we've put in the trade window what we deem that we want to sell. By the way, most of this gold is coming from this gold cup here. And she can look at this and say, okay, that seems good. If we had other items in here, these would have a cost as well. So I'm trading 201 at the top. She's trading 523 for those arrows, but of course we don't need those. So the balancing will just move gold from her total here and put it in the middle to offer as a trade. And that's it. That's how that works. Ask how she got her hands on one of those contraptions. They seem pretty dangerous.
Found it in the scrap heap not so long ago. We used to know each other back in the day, you know. Dallas and I. Never knew her to be much of a wrench head back in the day, but once she joined the Order, she started turning out all manner of oddities.
Is it Dallas who invented these god-awful collars?
She nods once.
You looking to buy something? Or do you just want to waste my time with a whole lot of questions?
This collar's pretty tight. Do you think you'd be able to loosen it at all?
For you? Hell no.
Do you know how to manipulate them, though?
That's for me to know, and you to get out of my face. Buy or shove off.
All right, lady, I'm sorry. We just got a journal upgrade for the collar. Met a blacksmith who seems to know how to remove source collars. We just haven't gained enough favor with her. You'll notice that on our map, we're starting to get these red flags. So a red flag is someone that we can talk to for a quest or a location for a quest. Yellow flags, like this one, are Yellow flags like this one are places around the world that may be notable, that you may need to go to later. This is the cave entrance that the elf told us about, and we're making our way over there, just talking to some people along the way. As you can see, this place isn't upkept too terribly well. Rats scurrying around. Seems to be just trash laying here. Flies everywhere. But the Magisters seem to be defending this gate. It is locked. Presumably it leads into the castle. This cat's still following me. Someone in this tent is diseased. We have a red flag in here.
So this is Fort Joy.
A delivery. Surely you'll have one. Please.
Scram, snake face.
This is...
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat so much.
This is Griff, the one who we were just talking about momentarily ago, who was sending that ruffian out to get protection money. The one we killed.
Perhaps if those bleeding
one of his
dwarves
henchmen
didn't eat so much.
Got it.
Griff is slowly, methodically peeling the skin from a potato. As you approach, he looks up, setting the potato, but not the sharp little knife, down on the table.
So he's a little timid as we walk up, obviously. Maybe he's holding the weapon to make himself feel more secure. Maybe he's holding the weapon to intimidate us a little bit. I'm not too sure.
What?
So, are you in charge around here?
Who's asking?
Say you come to him as a kinsman seeking guidance.
He smirks and holds the little knife up to the light, watching it glint.
I'm listening.
I'm looking for a way out of this place.
Can't help you there. If I could, I wouldn't be here peeling goddamn potatoes.
So you heard he's a good friend to have. If there's anything you could help him with, that doesn't seem right. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy I want to associate myself with. Ask him if he knows about the Magisters and their cure for sorcerers.
Oh, they'll cure you of your sauce. Nightshade will cure you of an headache, too.
Who's terrorizing the camp citizens? We already know it's him, but...
Thugs? Look at it this way. People get lawless here, and we all starve.
See what he has to trade. I'm actually curious.
Good.
Griff's overpriced. Oh, God, those are 5,000 each. Are you kidding? He does have some bird legs and stuff that we might be able to use for a meal. I just don't know if I want to invest that much money here.
If a magister finds this on you, you forget my name here.
Take your coin.
Yeah, I think I'll be on my way. It looks like he's taking it upon himself to lock up a prisoner over here. You okay, buddy? He doesn't look okay.
Leave him be. Don't make me say it again.
Well, he clearly didn't like that.
Listen, I can help you if you just... Shut up, elf.
He seems pretty badly injured. What is he being held in here for?
This clown? Caught him stealing from my kitchen. Still won't say where he stashed my supplies. Sound like someone you'd let off with a slap on the wrist.
Are you sure that he's the culprit?
Caught him red-handed trying to make off with a second crate after he took the first. Went down like a rent boy when we grabbed him. Easy.
What did he steal?
Supplies. Crate of food, citrus in particular. He'll talk, or he'll die quiet.
If I find the stolen supplies, will you let him go?
All I want is my supplies. Happy to let this clown die in a gutter instead of my kitchen. Bring back my crate, and you got yourself a deal.
Would you really kill a man over a few pieces of fruit?
Ain't been here long, have ya? No one gets to have it all. No one starves anyone else.
He twirls his knife between his fingers.
Divine's gone. This blade is the only god watching over Fort Joy.
Jeez, man. All right, well, the imprisoned elf. He says he can help us, but he could just be saying that. Let's see what we can find down here in the cave. Magister swordsman guarding the outside here.
Rest now, or you'll hie yourself to the grave.
Dr. Lest.
Frightfully busy at the moment, love. Haven't got any liquor on hand, have you? This fella could use a little comfort.
What? Tell her it's a sad excuse for a healer if alcohol's the only remedy in her repertoire. You know what? We got some booze off of the boat. Pull a flask from your bag and offer it to her.
Why, look at that. Just what I ordered. Ain't you a peach, love? And old Dean here'd thank you too if he could. Poor fella over there crossed one of Griff's card sharks and got a club to the skull. Doomed to be sure, but I'd like to ease his way out.
So he's gonna die because Griff's card sharks hit him with a club. All right, so another reason we don't like the guy kind of running Fort Joy here. Hopefully that beer does him a little bit of good. Looks like there's a lot of enemies on our map. These are not part of the normal game up here. You won't find really any enemies inside of Fort Joy. Whoa, shit. Because the guards kind of keep everything out. But this is part of the mod where we find more enemies. We have the high ground bonus here, so you'll notice that we have kind of this green area that allows us to see a bit further. I'm just gonna spread some fire in on as many of these frogs as I can. We can actually press O on our keyboard to get more of a tactical view here, which might help things. It seems like it's gonna be a little difficult to do. So let's line this up and try to hit a couple over here. Some of them have magic armor, so they were actually able to dodge some of that. I'm gonna back up and see if the Magister will help me beat these frogs. That's a lot of frogs, dude. I'm not ready for that many frogs, man. The silver bar at the top is physical armor. So some of them have magical, some of them have physical. The magical armor is what blocks burning. But it looks like most of them are ignited, at least. And really far away from me. What is he? He just attacked the blood over there. It's so weird. Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out over here, I think. Uh-oh! Oh no! Where'd the nurse go? Where's the doctor? Oh crap, he is hitting hard. That guy can't figure out how to get over here. He's leaping into combat too with haste, which means he gets more AP per turn. He can move faster. These guys are just pegging me with a lot of poison right now. I don't think we're dead, but if we are, I'm gonna have to do a lot of catch up here. God, that would be awkward. So, oh no, are we dead? All right, well, rip, rest in peace. Having a mod that adds more enemies to barren places and also doubles the amount of enemies that spawn might make this a little difficult. I'm just gonna catch up right to where we were and start quick saving more, obviously, because death is a little bit of a problem. But with the magic of editing, we'll be right there. Hey guys.
Come on.
What's going on over here? All right, so we're right back to where we left off. Did everything exactly the same, so you guys didn't miss out on anything. And we'll go ahead and quick save. So these toads are actually going to prove to be a bit of an issue. I'm going to try starting this fight one more time with the Magister right here. But it looks like the Magister doesn't seem to care too much. So I think my best bet is, once again, walk as far away from this as I can, and I'm just going to try to enter the cave to get away from combat. Which I thought would work a little bit better. Looks like some of those guys are still burning, some of them don't know what to do. Regardless, we're not really ready to fight this, so I'm just going to leave. Head inside the cave.
A little reprieve from the din outside.
This is, of course, the cave that the elf told us to go to as a safe place. It appears as we walk inside that there's a bit of a draft. We can kind of hear the air coming in here. Water falling from the ceiling, dimly lit, damp everywhere. So while it may be a safe place, it's definitely not the most comfortable place for them to hide. Hello.
You are in the wrong place, Pinky.
Pinky? Salute and ask his permission to enter the premises.
Military, are you? Be at ease here, and well met. Let me know if you need any armaments. I offer them to a fellow serviceman at a few coins discount.
Hey, being a soldier paid off.
The soldier stands to attention.
So he's treating us with respect. That's good. He is selling a very good sword. It's a one-handed sword, which is right up our alley. And it deals a bit more damage than the one that we currently have equipped. That being said, it's not a ton of damage and it's not the biggest upgrade, but he does sell some warfare skills that we might need. Looks like I didn't sell all of the items that I had last time. We're just not too well off for currency right now. As I said in the first episode, I want this character to be always doing the right thing, always trying to make as many friends as possible, and not stealing, not picking pockets, not breaking locks open to take things from people. I want to try to do things the right way. But if you weren't doing that, you could pickpocket this guy and take that sword and not have to pay a penny. Not have to pay a fucking penny. So, you know, does make the game a little bit more difficult playing the way I am, but I wanted to do it the right way. I don't really think there's too much I can give to this guy. The forgery of a painting. That was on the ship? It's a forgery. Thank you. I appreciate the help. Hey, kids.
Whack! Back, evil ogre, or I'll get you with my sword!
Oh, please, valiant knight. Please don't slay me.
I'll spare you this time, beast, but don't cross me again. Ever. You're really fun. Hey, I'm gonna hide somewhere in the cave, and you come find me. Ready?
Set!
Go!
Yeah! Okay, he is going... Well, am I not supposed to look? Because I just saw you go up here on your own. Found you, kid.
You found me. Okay, wait. Let me hide again.
All right, go ahead.
Ready?
Set!
Go!
Whoa! The kid vanished. I mean, I used my ears so I could tell you that I think he went over here. Wait, wow, if that kid's ready to vanish at this early of an age, hey!
Wow! You're really smart. I bet. You know what? I bet my best friend would really like you.
Your best friend?
I'll introduce you.
Okay.
I know how to spell introduce. It's I-N-T-R-O-D-U-C-E.
Good job. So your best friend.
My way is too small for you. You'll have to find another. Hope you brought a shovel.
Actually, don't...
I've spotted something.
So this is an area that I could dig up, but we actually don't have a shovel yet. I know where to get one, but I guess that kid's best friend is in there somewhere.
A human? You stink.
You're also human, baby girl.
No. I'm a lizard. I just didn't grow my scales yet.
Oh, I must have been mistaken. My apologies, Madame Lizard.
Yes, you were. Now get human.
Ugh, kids. This is the elf that we helped in the town center.
Thank you for your help with that, thug. Rare is the human who goes against their own for an elf.
Well, I mean, I was happy to help. That definitely wasn't a situation that I would have wanted to be in. We had, that guy who's running town seems to be a real asshole.
She bows.
Do you know any way of getting out of this fort?
I hear of no escapes. The only way out is through the Magisters, through their cure. Thugs, I can stand, but I fear the Magisters.
How did you come to Fort Joy?
It gives me great pain. I'm with my family. We are making beautiful magic. We are healing a tree cut down with great violence. The Magisters come. My family runs, but I fall. My son looks back. I shout to him to run. I am taken.
Wow. Do you know who's in charge around here? I mean, just listen to that story. This is why I don't like the Magisters. They literally ripped this mother away from her son just because they were trying to heal a tree. Just heal a tree. It's just a theory that the Voidwoe can attack when sorcery is used. It's just a theory.
In this cave, we trust the healer. She is young, but she sees. She knows more than we know. In the camp, the brute Griff rules. He who gives the bread has the power.
Right, thank you. Do you have anything for sale? No, you don't. All right, take care.
Wait, before you go.
What is it?
I am not here without your help. I do not forget this. For you, a prize. I save it for a special occasion, but I can think of no finer occasion than this.
She gave me a severed head. Or did she not? I thought that maybe... I think she did. Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Oh, maybe she did not. So we can get Mage's Pants, which are technically an upgrade because our pants suck. We can get a helmet. We don't have a helmet. Or we can get a pitchfork. This pitchfork requires finesse to use. We're mostly focused on strength, so that won't do us too much good. Or we could do a Tormented Soul that we mostly use to sell. So I'll go ahead and receive that helmet.
I do not see him.
I guess, yeah, she gave me a severed head. We could eat it, but you know what? I'm good. This helmet kind of makes us look like we have an afro. It's like what a football player would use back when they would just butt their heads together. So she said that this elf over here is the one in charge, but she's blind. She specifically said that she sees all kinds of things, but literally has the debuff of being permanently blinded.
The young girl's eyes are covered, but she turns toward you when you approach. She smiles as though she recognizes you, though she couldn't have seen your face.
Ah, hello. I see you come a long way. I see you come here seeking a great adventure.
How do
you... Do you find it?
How do you know about that?
I see it before my eyes.
All right, we have an option here that says, you've heard far-seeing is as much a burden as it is a gift. If she's psychic, I mean, that could be very true, seeing all kinds of things that she doesn't want to see. We are scholars, so we would know those kinds of things, so we'll go with that.
It is not so bad. I know which days have bread and which days have none. I know more bread comes someday. It helps.
That's a nice way to look at that, actually. Change the subject. I found an elf in the center of town, and I've struck a deal to have him freed, hopefully.
Ah, you help him. Your open heart surprises even me.
I'm happy to help.
You bless me. You bless us all. I feel him, but I do not see him.
And who is this?
No one tells me there are so many children in this Fort Joy. Your kind I handle, but small ones.
Well, children are necessary for a stable population.
An elf lives forever. If she stays away from spears and fire, she has no need for slimy, sticky, small ones.
All right. So, kind of seems like if we're able to help that elf that is tied up in the middle of town in that cave, or in that cage in the middle of town, that she may be happy about that. So we can make our way down the coast here. See what we can find away from those damn frogs, although it looks like we have alligators on the other side of town. Saltwater crocodiles bathing in the sun that may not like me being here either. Let's do a quick save really quickly and see what these guys are up to. Actually, what are you doing?
Amid the squalor of Fort Joy, you suddenly spot an elf with diamond features, regal and radiant, but cold too, and sharper than any knife. She was among the sorcerers with whom you fought the Voidwoken down in the hold of the sinking ship. Her eyes are focused on a lizard some distance away, and you get the distinct feeling he's an unfortunate man indeed to be trapped in her tiger-like gaze.
Approach her and ask why she's so enamored with that lizard. No, I'm gonna go with number 2. What did that guy do to earn that stare?
No sooner have these words left your mouth than she turns about and grabs you in a stranglehold.
What?
You feel the tip of a long needle being pushed a little ways into your neck.
Woman?
You caught me off guard. No one catches me off guard. Who are you?
Just another human a long way from home. I didn't mean you any harm.
Not so very far from home, I'm sure. This is the turf of magisters, and magisters tend to be human, like you.
A push, a pivot, and now you suddenly face her. The needle still all too deeply embedded in the side of your throat. Despite the precariousness of your situation, you notice a flaw in her diamond features. A curiously shaped scar on her left cheek.
Why are you stalking that lizard?
Because it is my desire to question him intensely. As for the reason, you're staring at it. You see, once upon a bad old time, a lizard cut this thing, this living scar, into my cheek. The mark of a slave. But now I'm free, of sorts. And I've traced that lizard here, to Fort Joy. I intend to raise the subject with him.
Point out you are not that lizard. She still has the needle in her neck after all. I'm going to politely ask for her to remove the needle, and then we can talk like civilized people.
No!
She drives the needle in deeper and whispers.
That makes you a liability. That makes you needle feed.
I did not mean to skip that dialogue. I apologize. Make her an offer instead of killing you. She could join you, or this is going nowhere. But if there's going to be bloodshed, she'd at least give you a chance to defend yourself. I mean, I agree with that.
Your death will be slower, more painful. But fair enough, if you insist.
I don't want her to join me. She seems like a lunatic. Yeah, I mean, I don't want you to kill me. You have a fucking needle in my throat.
She removes the needle and draws her weapon.
Let's play.
This is on you. You're the one who decided to do this. Let's just be clear about that. I'm just gonna knock her down. Yeah, this was a mistake for you, baby girl. For those of you that maybe have played this game before, this was one of the main characters that you would get to come along with you. This is one of the characters you could play the game as, but because she approached me in this way, that made me uncomfortable, made me want to defend myself, we inevitably landed on this. I asked her to be civilized. I asked her to take the fucking needle that she had stabbed into my throat out, but she refused. And I am no coward. I am fair and just, but I am no coward. Also, she had a lot of stuff. Some healing potions, some gear, some shivs, and a backpack. Is there anything in the backpack? No, there's not, but we'll pick it up anyway. Sorry your death had to be like this. I gave you every chance to let me go, and you refused to let me go. Now, we do have an issue with these gators just kind of blocking the path over here. They don't have a lot of magic armor. I wonder if I could hug this wall here and kind of funnel them into a choke point. Hit them with a little bit of fire as they approach me. That's what we'll try to do anyway. And then we'll just back up a little bit. You didn't take too much damage from that. Oh, do they have ranged attacks? Of course the alligators have ranged attacks. Why wouldn't they? It seems like the path is mostly blocked. They're able to avoid that fire. No problem. That oil is definitely going to slow me down as I'm trying to leave this. Letter was removed by burning. We'll throw our shield back and hope for a decent bounce. And then I think my play is just to buff up. And continue to walk away. I don't want to mess with these things. They're a little out of my league. Just a little out of my league, boys. Hopefully I'm far enough away that we can stop combat, but they're following me for so long. Is the fire starting to set in on any of these? It looks like they're actually bottlenecking a little bit down there. Only maybe 1 or 2 alligators actually following us up the hill. Or excuse me, crocodiles. Fossil strike once again hitting the ground. Remember, this is oil that I can actually ignite if we choose to continue this fight.
Don't you think? You should be happy for greed.
I just wish more people in town would actually help me.
Did you say? That's what happened.
Bleeding
snake.
I think our best bet is to head for this hatch over here. Gonna just try to run over this way and hope for the best. People in town are actually cowering and running away from me rather than helping me. But by breaking line of sight, this guy actually has to move through his own oil to get to me, so it might buy me a little bit of time. Uh-oh, we have more people coming in now. At least I thought. No, we're still on our own. No, a Magister has joined the fight. Way over here, on the beach. One of the archers actually looking to take down crocodiles as well. So maybe I will stay in this encounter and see if we can help that Magister kind of whittle these guys down. Our flame daggers are going to be off cooldown momentarily, so we can use those. Oh, and a Magister swordsman also in the tussle. All right, so maybe this is a fight that we can win. Or maybe I just... Oh, no, that's another Magister swordsman. Yeah, we should be fine. We should be able to whittle these down, no problem. These Magisters are just showing me that I don't want to mess with them. We've skipped the majority of this combat because it was supposed to be just running away, to be totally honest with you. But especially the Archer Magister down on the beach was capable of dealing so much damage. It had a Source Hound in here as well somewhere that was just ripping these guys apart. And the Magisters are doing a phenomenal job of defending their city as of right now. I actually am still extremely weak in combat compared to them. They have armor and shields and bows that are finely crafted, able to deal a lot of damage. They have hounds to help protect them. And it seems like they are very, very capable of defending their town, which is exactly, you know, what you would expect. They're keeping the peace here for a reason. It is curious to me, though, that if they are indeed this strong, this well-equipped, and this numerous, that they can station so many out on the beach, why don't they do something about the thug that is terrorizing sorcerers in town? I suppose it does cross my mind that they don't need us alive. The Magister's main goal is to protect the rest of Rivellon from Source users, and if we are dead, then we are not casting Source, and if we are dead, then we are no longer Source users. Effectively the same effect that the collar around our neck has, but without the maintenance of having to feed us and keep us alive. We might actually lose a swordsman here. He has 2 HP, no armor. We might actually lose me here. I'm gonna go ahead and consume some of this food that I have. Will give us some HP back, slowly but surely. I believe even the wine will. Although the wine does make us a little drunk. It also does the job of making sure that we can live another turn. Hopefully this guy right in front of us can't two-shot us. It actually doesn't seem like he's interested in me. Instead, doing a ranged attack here. I know we're skipping around combat a little bit here. I know that. But with... Whoa, he hit me! But with this many enemies in combat, it can take a little while. Magister's down. Another swordsman already in its place, ready to fight. Source Hound moving up as well. We need to ready our defenses, try to wither as much of the storm as we can. And I'll go ahead and throw my shield in here, trying to deal as much damage to this crocodile as we can. The archer should be able to... Oh, no! Fuck. I should be able to actually encourage these Magisters to make them more effective. Nope, just me. Okay. Good luck, boys! I'm mostly just watching, but I'll knock those guys down for you. Look at this archer go, man. He is not someone you want to fuck with. We're just gonna let him do all the work, and we'll reap the rewards. This fight is so much more difficult than I ever would have expected. I mean, watch as I just move away from this guy. He's gonna deal a massive amount of damage to me. Went through all of my physical armor. Is hitting my health incredibly hard. And I may not even be able to get far enough away from him that he doesn't kill me on his next turn. Hopefully, the swordsman over there will kind of grab his attention. Maybe I can break line of sight. But even the magisters here are being overrun by this swarm of saltwater crocodiles sitting in the middle of town. All we've managed to do is kill one, but at least this time around I'm not dead. Look at them, they're just monsters. Jeez. Oh no, they're chasing me down. I'm gonna have to retreat to the cave. There's just no way that I live through this. Even the magisters that are supposed to protect the town are being overrun. I have to get into the cave. Live to fight another day. Wow, I never thought I'd be running away from some oversized lizards. But it appears as though we are. Are they still... Oh, the Magister is still fighting. He... Oh! Won't last much longer as he's taken down. So we thinned the herd slightly. But that area of town is still just infested. Well, what about this lizard that was being eyeballed? What about him?
Huh? What? But I was... It was... Please, tell me. Tell me. Why did you wake me? I was so close. So close.
So close to what?
So close to the dream. It's been so long. You wouldn't understand. Please. Please leave me be.
Do you know anything about those missing supplies, Stingtail?
Supplies? You mean the oranges, I suppose.
I do, yes.
Though I'd guess Mr. Griff is more upset about the Drudene than the citrus.
What Drudene?
The Drudene Griff cleverly smuggles into the prison, of course. Stuffed inside the oranges. You don't think he'd really be so mad over a little missing fruit, do you? No, it's not the oranges, but the dreams he's after. Same as I, though. I have the right, the responsibility.
I never got this dialogue. I never pursued this path. I actually had no idea, number one, what was in the oranges. So those super expensive 5,000 gold each Drudenes he was selling seemed to be stuffed inside the oranges. I had no idea. What's the connection between the Drudene and the dreams?
Drudene, it makes you master of all you see when you sleep. The dreamer is not the play actor, but the playwright. It may be hard for you to understand, but my kind, we dream for the greater good. What we see can predict the truth, can even shape the truth. But we need Drudene to do it. Before I was caught, before I was brought here, I saw a vision. The void woken, slain, divinity restored. But just as I was about to see how it happened, the Magisters beat down my door. This is my last chance to find out the secret, to find out how to save us all. So you see, I cannot give back the Drudene, not only for myself, but for all of us. My dreams are my gift. They may be our salvation, too.
So we have a few options here. Intelligence, say you're more interested in the real world than dreams. You need that Drudene to save a life. and you'll take it by any means necessary. Say, your intentions may be good, but stealing has consequences in a place like this. He needs to hand over what he's taken. Or say, Griff is out for blood, but you'll protect the lizard's identity if he hands the Druidinate over to you. First, before we do any of this, I want to check out his stock. He is a pyrokinetic, so he can sell us Ignite, which might help us kill off those lizards. This is going to be a 285 gold investment on my part, which I will gladly pay to get another skill. Other than that, doesn't seem like anything too much. So I'm going to go with number 3. I know you were doing it for the right reasons. I know you were trying to be helpful. I'll protect your identity if you hand the Druidinate over.
Blood. And it won't be long before he'll have it. With all his thugs lurking about. They'd stick me in my sleep if they knew. Fine, fine, take the Druidinate. I'll find more. Another way. Somehow. I have to. For all our sakes.
The imprisoned elf. We have an update. Be funny if I could just eat that. There's actually an option to open it. Oh, inside we can see Griff's Druidinate. Look at that. I wonder what happens now that I took that out. We can go ahead and learn Ignition. We only have a certain number of memory slots, but we gain more every time we level up. So as of right now, we are level 2, I believe. So we only have 2 extra memory slots on top of our baseline. We'll continue to get more as we level up. If we ever wanted more, we could just invest some points into memory over here. But I'm not too worried about that right now. Not too worried about that. So let's go have a little talk about this elf. Did I just steal that herring? I don't think so. I'll put it back if it was stolen, but I don't think it was. So, this elf that you have locked up in here.
Bleeding dwarves didn't eat so much.
I found your orange. I took the Druidinate out of it.
Griff glances from his blade to you and back again.
I found his origins, or more accurately, his Druidinate.
Spare the indignation and hand it over. Now.
Say... Yeah, sure. Let's hand it over.
Good boy. Looks like everything's accounted for. Now the important question. Who's the thief?
The truth is the truth. No, I'd say some truth... I said I was going to protect it, and I'm a man of my word. Some truths are better kept under one's hat. I can't tell you who stole the supplies.
I'm right chuffed to have my supplies back, so I'm going to give you one last chance. Tell me who you found them on, or you're going to have to answer to me, my knife, and each one of my people. And your little elf friend won't make it out alive neither.
I'm going to hold my ground. I'm not going to be intimidated by some thug.
Oh, you must think I'm playing with you.
We've earned the hero tag.
Play. Hand them over.
Well, there's a lot of people mad at us right now, boys. I'm just going to make a run for this gate over here. And break line of sight. Or we could try our hand at attacking and see how far we get. Although I don't feel like it's going to go too good. We can do some... But I hope to be meaningful fire damage there. I'm definitely not going to be able to kill all of these grunts of his in one go, though. That is for sure. And it appears as though the Magister is just standing next to me watching this play out. So clearly, the Magisters do not care for the well-being of the people inside. They only care that Source is not being used.
Show yourself.
Which is sad. So Griff went in stealth, but it looks like he just exited. He will be able to deal a pretty sizable amount of damage to us. We might be able to finish this elf off. and jump down this trapdoor to exit combat, but I'm not sure. I'm taking a risk standing here. I'm taking a big risk, especially now that this archer has the high ground. We could be in even more trouble. Favorable wind. So that means we'll be able to move faster. Here comes the damage. Poison being shot at us, taking away all of our magic armor. 1 hit to the gut. 2 hits to the gut. Oh no, we're asleep. This may once again be the end for our character. I believe we're dead this turn. So, being a hero maybe isn't the easiest thing for us to do. We can, however, do that again. Make a break for the hatch. Try to get away from combat that way. But no matter what we do here, Fort Joy is a formidable place so far. It is extremely dangerous.
To you and back again.
Spare the indignation and hand it over. Good boy.
Give him what he asked for. I'm not going to give him up.
Tell me who you found him on.
I will not.
You must think.
But now it is very important that I get out of here. Now what happens if I go back up? They're all still mad at me. But we might actually be able to deal some meaningful damage here. We also got some context for the arena of Fort Joy, which we may go down into. Yeah, there's just no feasible way for me to be able to burst down this many people right now. So we'll let this turn play out and then venture back down into safety. This game has basically separate zones, and it's like entirely different areas that we're going to. Cloak and dagger on the ground. Whoa, that was a big hit. Oh, that was a big hit. So things like this are zone lines that the enemy can't follow us down. Because in the game sense, this one area is way over here, and then by taking the ladder, we move like way over here. So we can use that to our advantage, and we've used it before. Maybe I'll be able to buy a weapon or some armor or something down here that'll make us a little bit stronger.
You come to fight. You come to prove yourself.
Not right now.
You come to be worthy. There can only be one.
So another way we can get out of this is by using the warp travel to the beach. And this just allows you to go to checkpoints. By interacting with that statue, we unlocked the right to teleport ourselves over here. This game does have levels, so enemies like the ones we were just facing and those alligators that are on the beach are a set level. And we can get better equipment. We can surpass their level. We can do a few things to make ourselves considerably stronger and be able to go back and have better odds of besting that adversary. But as I'm sure you can tell right now, we're a little on the weaker side. Now, our XP bar is located at the bottom of the screen, and we don't need that much XP to reach the next level. So what I'm going to do really quickly is explore this side of the map to see if we can do anything, to see if there's anything that we might be able to find. Like, I don't know, some kind of secret cave located right over here.
I wonder where this leads.
Hey.
As the alcove opens up, you see the same skeleton that you met on the boat before it sank. He's still not wearing his mask. He's leaning over a corpse, prodding and pulling at the skin of its face.
Bugger. How on earth am I supposed to... Oh. Perhaps...
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's face, pulling sharply upwards. After a few more tugs at the man's cheeks, the skeleton relents, letting the head drop to the ground with a damp thud.
Damnation. That stuck fast. I wonder, does the beard act as some form of anchor? Ah! No! Stay back! Oh, it's you. I must admit I'm surprised. Perhaps you're more buoyant than I suspected.
I'm surprised to find him here as well. Why did you head for a prison island? He, of course, can live underwater for as long as he wants to.
It seems the human that stole my mask was rather more resourceful than I gave her credit for. I chased her here, but she rather seems to have given me the slip. Thus, why its face, of course. What other use would I have for some rotting corpse?
I didn't mean to skip the dialogue again, but we asked him what he was doing with that corpse. What does he need that corpse for? And he says his face. Sorry, I skipped the dialogue.
A face that seems rather stubbornly attached to his skull. I would normally employ a tool to delicately but viciously rip the face from the body. I could then craft a mask to hide my bone. But as I lack such a tool...
The skeleton grabs the corpse by the cheeks and pulls hard, grunting in frustration as the body's skin holds firm.
Why do you need to make a mask?
Because my own was stolen from me. And the idea of being chased across Rivellon by every idiot with a torch does not appeal. Oh, get away! Monster! Hide the children! Oh, you are simple beasts. And you simply do not like my... Well, not my kind, but those that look like me. So, if I am to traverse this land, I will need a mask to disguise my features.
How exactly does one create a mask for his face?
Oh, please. It is far too complicated. It requires more finesse than can be achieved by a rock tied to a stick, which I assume is your oeuvre. No, but once I have extracted the required material from this specimen, it will all be rather simple. And then I can return to finding my people. I cannot be the last Eternal, but the rest of them are somewhat absent, at least from this realm. As for the others, well, there is an excavation site at the Black Pit's oil fields. Perhaps there I'll find my answers.
I quite like the idea of having a noble paladin, someone who is not egotistical, but bold and stands up for everything that's right, and you know, the kind of the ideals of what a hero in the real world would be. Not afraid of conflict, but doesn't seek it out. Is strong, can fight back. And then having the opposite join him in battle. Someone who hides because his real self would strike terror in everyone else. Someone who seeks out poison for nourishment. Someone very similar to Fane. With the Lone Wolf, I can have one companion, and I think it is going to be Fane. Sounds like you need a companion, bud. Would you like to travel with me?
I suppose, circumstances being what they are, it could be advantageous. You seem more at ease in this world than I. A guide would certainly be useful.
It'd work out well for both of us.
Excellent. While we are conversing, perhaps you notice that I am rather skilled in, well, all things. Of course, the arcane arts are my little speciality, but being a brilliant wizard does not mean I cannot handle blade or bow. So, which do you require for this enterprise of yours?
Well, I know a little bit of magic, but I would like someone who knows a bit more.
Much magic? I was controlling the powers of the universe while your people were still doing whatever it is you used to do. What speciality would you prefer?
How are you at conjuring?
I could do that with one hand behind my spine. Now, shall we get on? There is rather a lot to see.
All right, that settles it.
Splendid. Very well. Let's be off.
So, with Fane being a conjurer, he can summon in Incarnates. The higher his conjuration skill, the more powerful they will be, up to a point. But if we spawn them in poison, for instance, they become a poisoned minion. that he can control and tell what to do, and go stand over here, go attack with more poison, and affect the environment in that way. Our two characters have drastic contrasts. Like I said in the beginning, the intent of my character is to have a weapon go into battle, spread fire, but also blast that fire to keep himself alive. If Fane touches that blessed fire, he will be hurt. So yin and yang, not the most synergistic thing in the whole world, but I think that'll make it more fun. But that is where we're going to end our episode today. Thank you all for watching. Sorry I sucked at combat for so long. Turns out the game's a little difficult when you add mods that make the game more difficult. But we're well on our way, and we'll be back soon, tomorrow. I don't know how often we're releasing these, with more Divinity Original Sin 2.